Sit down.
I don't know how to be. No crib on MTV. God only knows. Got my mini-me in the GP. See how it goes. Yeah, a little creepy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little creepy. Yes, it is. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning. I'm earlier today because at 10 o'clock, I have what we all look forward to twice a year, a dentist appointment. Yay, I go get these choppers cleaned up. Yo. Val says, good morning. He says, Andy Smith, man, you had a busy day streaming yesterday. Good Lord, did I not? I did this. Then I did a live stream. And then I went over to Aaron's live stream. And then I did a interview at 5 o'clock. And then I did, Pop XP. And then I popped onto Ethan's channel. And then I had another 11 o'clock interview. Oh, man, yesterday was just busy. Morning, First Man Smith and chat. We like to be referred to as First Maniacs. We're the Penumbros. Get it? Penumbros. I can't take credit for that. Somebody came up with that last night in a stream I was on. It's hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that I was up here last night 8 hours ago. Literally 8 hours ago, I was in this seat. Good night. I usually get 8 hours of sleep. Have fun pimping out that grill, Andy. Yeah, I am. Get First Man written across my teeth in gold letters, yo. Let's start the day with a little pimping of my own. Boom, there it is. First Man 2 learning curve. It's growing. 201 backers. Let's keep this train a going, shall we? Keep it on the tracks. Keep it going. Keep it growing. Want to reach the next stretch goal at 15,000. We've already unlocked, as I scroll down here rather quickly, we've already unlocked the wonderful stretch goal of the trading card. So now the oversized trading card. So now we need to keep it going from there. Val asks, was it fun streaming up Dale Keown? Yeah, Dale's a great guy. I've talked to him privately on Facebook Messenger and stuff, and he actually said he was a fan of my work. So when he said that, I can admit, I got a little Jeff Bezos rocket action when Dale Keown said he was a fan of my work, and that's because Jeff Bezos' rocket looked like the vibrator Galactus was used if he was Galactus, if he was a female. If Galactus came to Earth and was a female, he would have grabbed that rocket as it was taking off that Jeff Bezos was in. It was like, ooh, look, a personal massager. That's what he would have done. Dale's very shy on streams right now. I hope with time he loosens up. Yeah, I mean, I think he's just a laid back, chill kind of dude anyhow. So yeah, man, it was fun doing that. It was fun doing all the streams, and of course talking First Man, my first love, and then in order of loves of my life, it's First Man, my daughter, then my wife. You know, you got to have your priorities, guys. Just saying. And they don't watch this stream, so they'll never know I said that. So let's just watch the video together because I like bopping to it and stuff. Val says, before I do the stream here, you see my mouse is all over the place trying to find it. I'm very tired. Did you know him previously? No, I did not. Yeah, no, I did not. Okay, anyhow. Whoa, man, I dig the hell out of that song. Love it. Pop says, hey, everyone. Andy, you've been a streaming monster lately. I have been a streaming monster. Of course, that can be taken one of two ways. Kind of gross, but that's good. I get it. Gets me every time. Me too. Gets me right in my loins, if you will. So, guys, back first, man, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already as well, please. And let's keep this baby going and keep it growing, if you will. So, you know the tiers. You've got the book itself. You've got Bart's variant cover. You got volumes 1 and 2. You got both covers of volume 2. You've got the three-fer, volume 1, volume 2, and the program book. That's a great deal. Get yourself a head sketch. You know you have a character you want me to draw, or it could be a full figure sketch. You could have became a character in the book, but that part is already sold, baby. That is gone already. So there you have it, everyone. Yes, you want this. You want this. Using my powers. Let's talk a little news. Every day when I go to my Yahoo homepage, like right below the boxes of news things, there's always, hey, look at so-and-so in their bikini. And I am tired. I am tired of women being objectified this way for their bodies. I mean, look at this. Poor Kylie Jenner is just posting to her few Instagram friends her new bikini, and it gets picked up by Yahoo Life and goes everywhere. What point are we going to stop objectifying women? This woman has a brain, okay? I'm circling. This woman has a big, big brain that we should appreciate her for. That's all I'm saying, okay? She is more than just this. She has a face. I can never pick her out of a crowd, but she does have a face. So that is Kylie Jenner posting a picture of herself in a $1 million plus bathing suit. So, you know, don't we all wish we had $1 million plus? I mean, I've got a Marvel swimsuit that costs like $20, and that works just fine. If you have enough money to buy $1 million bathing suit, you're not really spending your money properly. I don't know. Kylie, going to space. I hear there's a rocket ship that looks like something you probably have in your nightstand. Just saying, Kylie. Just saying. So there's that little bit. Her brain's hemispheres seem a bit asymmetrical to me. I know, right? If she wanted to look at her face, she wouldn't be covering it with a phone. Exactly. I'm trying to see her face, but she's covering it with a phone. Guys, yesterday, on my second stream of the day, I came on and I started slapping a little ink on this. This is a John Buscema rough pencil sketch that he did of Captain America, one of my favorite heroes. And I printed it out in blue, and we consider this breakdowns, as in, you know, the inker definitely has to go in and add some flourishes to it to finish it off. So I went in and inked it on a stream yesterday. And then Aaron started streaming live, Aaron Lepresti. So I bounced over to his stream to finish it up. And I scanned it. So here's what the finish looks like. So this is the before, and this is the after. So this is my finishes over John Buscema's breakdowns of that Captain America. I kept his outlines basically, and inside the outlines, I drew my anatomy, a la the term doing finishes. I stuck with what he laid out for lighting, but you know, when an artist does finishes over somebody else, you get to put in a little bit of your own artistic personality, if you will. So this is my artistic personality over the John Buscema. Cap looking ripped. You damn right. He's not a pussy. He represents America, okay? He should be. Holy crap, I need to get you to ink my stuff. Yeah, Cap is, he took something called a super soldier serum, not a super soy boy serum. So, of course, he's going to look ripped and go out there and kick some Ayo. Blow up on it some if you want. So there you have it. There's my Captain America finishes over John Buscema. So that was fun. But that is not why we're here today. We are here today to go through a book that had a profound effect on me in my childhood. When I was learning to draw as a kid, I would go to my public library, which at the time, my public library was in a double wide trailer, and it was walking distance from my house. And I grew up in a town called Beltsville, Maryland. It was the Beltsville Public Library. It was a double wide trailer. I knew exactly where the section was for the art books. So I would go in, and until I owned a copy of How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way, I would check it out routinely. I would check out Origins of Marvel Comics, that trade paperback that collected first appearances of stories. I checked out Sons of Origins of Marvel Comics, and I checked out this book a lot. Tips from the Top Cartoonists. Now, this wasn't the cover they had. They had a cover where it was red when I checked it out. So this might be a different printing. It does say Eclipse Books. I don't believe Eclipse put this book out originally, but it has the likes of Alfredo Okello, Jim Aparo, Sergio Aragonés. I believe that's Tom Armstrong. I don't know all the names. I think it's Mike Doherty, Mort Drucker, Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, Mike Grell, Erwin Hasen, who would become a teacher of mine, Glenn Keane, Mel Lazarus. I don't know if that's Scott McCloud or not for the McCloud. Dan Spiegel, I believe Norman Rockwell, Frank Robbins, and more. So I thought we would go through this, and you can see one of the books that really influenced me in my youth. And you can still get it pretty cheap on Amazon and eBay. So I recommend checking it out. So here it is, Tips from the Top Cartoonists. Like I said, I don't believe Eclipse originally put this book out. Nice little table of contents there. It's not a very thick book. I believe it's only 76 pages. But the thing I liked about this book is it had cartoonists, as in comic strip art, and it also had comic book guys giving you tips. So it starts off with tools of the cartoonists, and I know some of this is hard to read, so I'll read it. But some things haven't changed. You need some sheets of 2 or 3 ply Strathmore or smooth Bristol board. So look at that. I still use Strathmore Bristol board. Any soft lead pencil, B2B, H2H is good. So a lot of these things are still used. Possibility of pens. a Jalot 170, 290, 303, 404, or the super flexible 1290. I've never heard of the Esterbrook. Actually, I have. There's a pen called an Esterbrook 788. These are all dip pens that you dip in ink. Even says Pentels, markers, and others. Or try a Gillette 659. And then, of course, the number 2 or 3 red sable brush. I use a number 3. So some of these tools have not changed in years. So the first artist is a guy by the name, and each one shows a little drawing they did of themselves. So you can see better. And it's gone. Wait. Nope. Oh, wait. Any logo. There it is. And it's gone. Get back to the comments. There we go. Don R, they each did different things. So he's doing symbols. So he's talking about, obviously, for cartooning and comic strips, symbols for things. You've got different types of trees, facial expressions, and things like that. I'll be honest, back when I was a kid growing up and I got this book, I always jumped right to the section that dealt more with the comic book guys because that's what I wanted to do. But Sergio Aragonis dropping some knowledge on us just about drawing and stuff. For cartoonists, nothing is more important than the right expression. Sergio's work you can spot from a mile away. It's so unique with his style, and he's a very fast artist. Hail, Dr. Mass says, hail Andy, hail chat. Andy, the man who never sleeps. Oh my God. I'm dragging today after my dentist appointment. I very well could come home and take a nap, and I'm not kidding because I have a 2 o'clock stream today with Zaid Comics. And then I also have the Dennis and Andy show at 5. And then I'm going to be on Graham Nolan's The Storytellers tonight at 8. And who knows if I might stream myself again. So I don't know. I need to have a look at this book. I love Jack Ham's. Oh, Jack Ham's Cartoon Ahead and Figures, fantastic. The Illusion of Life from Will Eisner, those are great as well. So anyhow, Sergio dropping some knowledge bombs there. Stripping by Don Doherty. First, he made his first gag cartoon sales to Big Time Mags while working as a vet assistant in Hawaii. So I should actually do a search to see if some of these guys, I mean, I know the comic book guys that are around still, but some of these guys, I should see if they're still around doing their thing. So generally, he's just talking about general cartooning, basic shapes, putting together the shapes to create characters and whatnot, talking about writing some gags. I talked Virgil Parch, talks about freelancing. I'm going to buzz through some of this a little quicker. This is Enough Tips on Drawing Animals Funny, Ed Nofziger. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This is Ed Nofziger. I love the little cartoons they're drawing of themselves. So this is great for drawing animals and cartooning animals. Of course, we all know Mel Lazarus from Mama. I don't believe Mel Lazarus is with us anymore. I think he has passed away, but I'm not sure. But I remember reading this strip as a kid. I still look at this type of cartooning, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around because I don't think this way. You know, if you look back at the Flex and Tone live stream I did where I showed my Flex and Tone strip that I did, it was cartoonier than what I usually do, but not as cartoony as this stuff. This is just a total different way of thinking. Maury Turner, who's a cartoonist, but drew his character of himself almost more realistic there. Stat Zero, Morning. Endertaz, Morning, Chat Bros. Like I said, somebody on the stream last night, I know we came up with First Maniacs, but somebody also came up with the Penumbros, using Penumbra's name there. So he's showing tips on different types of cartooning and facial expression. Bill Melendez. Okay, so I'm sure Bill's not with us anymore. He was born November 15th, 1916. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say Bill is not 105 years old and with us anymore. Wow. Born in 1916. Holy crap. He's talking about animation and movement of character through animation. That is awesome. Reminds me of basic training stuff from Wizard. Oh, yeah. I love those. I love this kind of cartoon books. They gave you so many ideas. It is true. And there are a million how to draw books for manga. Good Lord. There's just tons of them. Larry Martyr, creator of the Tales of Bean World. I'm sure he's still with us. Born in 1951, so 70 years old now. Giving tips on pencils, inks. Talks about his favorite tools. This is the stuff I like. I like hearing what artists' favorite tools are. You can see the sketchiness of his work. Let me just get this over here. You can see some of the sketchiness of his work and then his inks below it. I got to figure out a better camera setup. Gene Hazelton here. You know what? This can't. Trying to figure out if I want to. No, I'll just keep the camera the way it is for now. So Bedrock and Other Foundations, Gene Hazelton. I really like this cartooning style a lot. His ink line has so much life to it. Here he's showing different styles of inking, but I really like this stuff. I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say he's probably drawn some Yogi Bear, Fred Flintstone stuff, looking at his style. Oh, it looks like he got 2 pages of stuff. Because here he's talking about cartooning babies and kids. Here you can see head construction. So very cool. Real life, Bill Keane. Bill Keane, born in 1922. Bill's either retired or has passed away. I don't remember. North Free says, what's your favorite tool to work with? Obviously, I don't think any artist would say a pencil because everybody starts with a pencil. I like a brush. I like a nice Raphael 8404 or 8408 number 3 round sable brush. After watching some of the Pop XP with Bart Sears this morning, any thoughts about doing a show where you have an up-and-coming artist on and give them pointers on what to do? That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Looks like Hanna-Barbera stuff. It sure does. So yeah, so Bill Keane, famous for Family Circus. Erwin Hasen, I would have no idea when I bought this, not bought, but when I was looking at this book as a kid, that I would be going to the Kubert School and it would have him as a teacher. Erwin was one of my teachers. He passed away 4 or 5 years ago, I believe, maybe more. He did draw some stuff for DC Comics in the Golden Age, in the 40s and 50s, but he was mostly known for drawing a strip called Dondi, a little humor strip starring this little boy. And he just talks about emotions in your artwork and things like that. So Erwin was a great artist, really fun guy, really fun teacher. I don't even think Erwin was 5 feet tall, but he had the attitude and personality of somebody that was 7 feet tall. That man was cool. Stone Age style with David Graw. I don't know if he's the creator of Alley Oop or just the art. Let me see. I got to read his bio. After 2 years in the Air Force, he turned to studies at the Art Institute of Pittsburgh, followed with work as an editorial artist on the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Then he joined the creator of Alley Oop, V.T. Hamlin, as an assistant. When Hamlin later retired, he took over the strip. It's been Dave's Alley Oop ever since. Let's see. And he's often on the college lecture circuit telling about the life of a cartoonist. Mountains of Western North Carolina are home. So that's pretty cool. So I wonder if he still draws Alley Oop, because Alley Oop, I wish they showed more of it here. I always liked the Alley Oop. I liked the way he cartooned the figure of Alley Oop. Let's do a search real quick, shall we? And see if he still draws Alley Oop or not. Let's add to the stream over here. Let's go here and let's just type in Alley Oop boop boo boop boop Alley Oop boop boo whoop boop. There it is, Alley Oop. No, the cartoon. There it is. Not basketball terminology. Good Lord. All right, let's see. Syndicated strip. Who draws alley-oop these days? Let's see. Nope, it is by, let's see. It's by Jonathan Lemon and Joey Allison. So it is not drawn by this gentleman anymore, David Graw. So that's a shame. All right, let's get back to here. Yeah, this is just gorgeous work. Just look at the car and horse brushwork. You know, I don't know if he did that with a brush or not, but it doesn't matter. It's very nice. You can see the difference. This is okay. This is better. You know, this is over-rendered. This is simpler. It gives you more of a feeling of motion and stuff. I can't remember if you said it on the professionals, Andy. Who's your favorite funny strip artist? Ooh, that is a good one. So you said funny strip, so I am going to go with cartooning and not, you know, not like Bert Hogarth who drew Tarzan in the newspaper. I mean, obviously Bill Watterson is right up there. Who doesn't like Bill Watterson? Calvin and Hobbes, he was a genius, is a genius. But everybody says Bill Watterson. I really liked, oh my God, why am I drawing a blank? Oh, Lil Abner. I really liked Lil Abner, and I'm just drawing a blank on who the artist on Lil Abner is now. So that's pretty sad. I got to say, I love Garfield still. I really love Garfield to this day. Even though Jim Davis doesn't draw it, I still enjoy it. So here we go, Dan Spiegel. Now we're getting into this. This right here was exciting for me. Dan Spiegel, talking about comic book stuff. Even though he's drawn a bunch of things, this I thought was great. This was in the age where you had to really go in and spot blacks in your artwork because stuff was flat colored. So you really want to give as much shape and form to the art as possible with nice black areas. I loved this as a kid, where you can see his figure construction and then the finished piece. And, you know, as a kid, just seeing this one drawing was hard to understand. But now I totally see what he's doing there with the figure construction and whatnot. That's just gorgeous. Seeing him do thumbnails for a shot and then deciding on the angle to go with here. Thought that was fantastic. Oh, Frank Goodwin is an awesome artist. North Free says, I always used to draw Calvin when I was a kid. Hyper Kaiju. Bill had a fantastic art style. Carl Hubenthal. I remember seeing this in newspapers and stuff, his exaggerated sports cartooning. I always thought this stuff was great. This was more in my wheelhouse as well. Oh, you know whose stuff I'm really getting into? Bill Hines, the artist of Tank McNamara. I really enjoy Tank McNamara. And I bought one of the first collections off eBay of Tank McNamara that came out in 1977. Nice hardcover, has an introduction by Roger Staubach. Oh, I'm a Dallas fan. I should be able to pronounce his name. Yeah, that horse is awesome. So some of the best cartoonists out there can really render up real looking stuff as well. Alfredo Acala talking about methods, materials, and moods. one of the greatest inkers out there. Look how beat this book is. Pages are falling out, but I don't care. I'm here to show you this stuff. AJ Tom says he's late. What's up, fam? AJ, we're just going through this book called Tips from the Top Cartoonists. Here we're looking at Alfredo Acala talking more about inking and texture. I was lucky enough to be inked by Alfredo early in my career, one of my first jobs for Marvel. I'll have to dig it out one day so I can show you guys. It was later in Alfredo's career, unfortunately, so I didn't get peak form. Hello. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my camera. Hello. All right. Looks like I might have to do this for the rest of the presentation of this book because my camera here has decided to flunk out on me. Let me try one thing here. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. I'm going to close this browser because it could be that. Let me try this again. Hello. Hello. Oh, there it is. Wait, there it is. Why is it so close up? I didn't change the focus. What the hell is going on? Did I move to Texas? Oh, Art gets it everywhere. Bitch ass camera's right. Let's just blame YouTube. Fun thing to do. What I'm curious about is why this is so close up to the stream. Give me a second here. I do want high def. That is very strange to me right now. I don't know why this is so close. I didn't adjust. Yeah, Alcala's great, but this is weird. I didn't hold on. Let me try something here. Give me a second. I don't know why this is hi, look, that's my wall. Stupid camera. Duck and cover. I guess we'll just do that. That just doesn't look nearly as good. Jim Aparo is next up. So we've got some Jim Aparo. Have Christine call IT. Christine is supposed to be my IT girl. She sucks at it. Commies. Exactly. The commies are coming to get me. Jim Aparo, Giant Steps. I love this. Jim really just talks about inking on this page. He talks about the tools he uses, but I love seeing this on this page here, the inks and stuff that he slapped down. Jim is just a great artist. Man, that just looks blurry to me. I'm really annoyed right now. I got pages falling out of my book. My camera's acting weird. What the? Hold on. I'm going to try and adjust this again. It's really pissing me off. That's Cat's Pecs. It's like, hey. All right. What was that strip Aparo worked on? He didn't work on a daily strip, did he? Damn it. Why is my camera so doing a close-up like that? All right. I can't stand it. I'm switching back. That's just pissing me off to no end. So I'm switching back. We'll do it this way. Close this camera down for now. Get it back out the way. My gooseneck camera mount thingy. Good enough. I'll just have to do this. So this is the Jim Aparo stuff from the book. Great work. That probably even shows a little better. So love Jim Aparo. This was a page I studied a lot when I was growing up as well. Lat camera, exactly. Then we go to the Wild Wild West. Wow, wow, the Wild Wild West with Doug Wildey, or Doug Wildy. Man, I'm awful. So Doug showing panel breakdowns, inking techniques, things like that. So this is definitely, like it says, tips from the top cartoonist, not how to draw exactly. AJ says, Graham Nolan's hardware doesn't have the balls to disrespect him the way you're doing. Oh my God, I got to save these. Dude, you need to pop into Graham's and drop some of this stuff. This is awesome. Yeah, his tech stuff is scared of him. Pat Boyette, who is a cartoonist that was born and raised in San Antonio, Texas, has kind of an in-between style. Actually, it looks like he does everything, cartoony and more realistic stuff. So there's Pat Boyette showing some of his work. You know, I'd say this book is just for art enthusiasts all around, because if you're into art in different styles, you would be into this book. And I'm sure you can get it relatively cheaply. North Free says, Graham is a contender with Billy for the manliest Comicsgate guy. Wow, way to drop that on my stream. I'm not even in running for manliest Comicsgate guy. What the hell, North Free? I thought we were friends. Oh, Richard Rockwell. Not Norm. Richard Rockwell dropping some truth bombs about art techniques and styles as well, using contrast and composition. So this is about using contrast in your compositions to focus the eye. Oh, here's the one that I think influenced me the most. It is the wonderful Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Right here, Jose, master of all things comic book art. I love how, one, I love his self-portrait. Two, I love how he shows his figure construction in steps from beginning rough all the way up to finished inks. One of the things I took away from this as a kid was if you need to use a mirror to get a pose, use a mirror. That was a big takeaway. So this is awesome by Mr. Lopez. North Free says, sorry, Andy, we love you, but a woman's wig. Need I say more? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Woman's wig? Are you busting on Christine? That is her real hair. How many times have I got to tell you that? I always watch Graham, but I'm usually drawing at the same time or doing family stuff. Have to watch later. I get it. No worries. No worries. Dale Messick. Dale Messick was the creator of Brenda Starr, one of the first female cartoonists, strip artists of the time. So you got Dale dropping knowledge about comic strip work, talking about style. Style. North Free says, LOL, don't break the fourth wall, buddy. Approach to Page Layout by Stan Walk. Stan Walk, another comic book artist, is talking about page layout right here. So that's pretty cool. Little page layout stuff. Do, 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 do. Oh, Bob Oxner. This is one of Graham's favorite artists, and I agree. Bob is talking about beauty and the best. Bob was great at drawing females, and here he shows off his talent of drawing the females, the ladies. Bob Oxner was a fantastic artist, but he also did great inking over different people. Most memorably to me is Kurt Swan. He inked some Superman stuff over Kurt. This is gorgeous stuff by Bob. I don't think Bob is with us anymore. AJ says Stan Walk was underrated. Loved his Airboy. So did I. Born in New York City, then to Paterson, New Jersey, and back to NYU. Doesn't say when he was born. Trina Robbins, another fantastic female artist, on her tips on drawing women. So there you go, Trina Robbins talking about drawing women in her cartoony style. Very cool. AJ says, Andy, you should be the guy DC uses for pajamas, lunchboxes, and bedspreads like Jose Luis Garcia Lopez was. Oh, I appreciate that. That is actually a very huge compliment. Thank you very much. I did do work in a very intricate pop-up book DC put out probably 10 years ago. It was this really phenomenal pop-up book, and I did do a couple key pages in that. Here we go with Mort Drucker, good old Beetle Bailey, High Lois fame, talking about cartooning. Man, this book is really falling apart. Oh, this is one of my faves. Mike Grell. I grew up liking his Green Lantern. I didn't discover until later that Mike Grell did Tarzan work. I love Tarzan. And Mike Grell drew Tarzan in the newspaper strip for a few years or so. And I've got a collection of it. And I just love it. His texture, his layouts for the Tarzan strips. I mean, look at that one right there at the bottom. Oh man, that is just cooler than cool. Pop Culture says Christine enjoys your pop-up. Dude, I'm a happily married man. I can't be messing around with the people I employ. HR would be all over me if I did that. Come on. Mort Drucker fame. Gee, I wonder what Mort could be talking about in this book. Could it be caricature? Of course it is. Mort Drucker, famous for Mad magazines, dropping truth bombs on how to caricature. He is awesome. I'm a Tarzan Mark, but come on, Grell's John Sable for the win. I'll never forget. I was homesick from school as a kid, and my dad wanted to cheer me up, so he brought me home John Sable #1. I don't know where he picked it up. I assume maybe it was a newsstand. I don't know. I don't know if John Sable was sold on newsstands back then, but it was so, I'll just never forget that. I think John Sable came out in 84, 85, and I was homesick from school, wasn't feeling well. Wasn't one of the times I was faking being sick so I didn't have to go to school. And my dad surprised me and brought me home issue 1 of John Sable. I still have it. That's just one of those really fond memories I have of my dad. Dad passed away 6 years ago, but yeah, that was just one of the cool things, one of the many cool things my dad did. But that's one I remember. So North Free says pop-up book's name. I will show you. I will show you when I'm done with this book. So I'm almost done going through this book. Let's see who else we have in here. Dennis Elfson, who I believe did work probably in Cartoons magazine, is talking about what else? Cars. So there you go. JP Roca says, yeah, good memory. Andy should get an Amazon affiliate link. I don't know how to do that, or I would. Let's see. That's really, this is the last one in the book. Scott McCloud talking about layout and stuff. Scott McCloud, of course, wrote the book Understanding Comics. So there you go. Dang, AJ Tom says, dang, Andy, you hit me right in the feels. Great memory. It really was. You know, you just remember stuff like that. And it gets you, it almost gets you a little choked up. What year was this book published? Well, let me look. Like I said, this is Eclipse. It says first printing was 1982 by Donner Publications, and then this revised second edition came out in 1988. And the first edition that came out in 82 is the one that I would get from the library. It has a red cover, same title, just a red cover, not this brown. Let me show you the pop-up book I was talking about. So this is the pop-up book. Still have it in its bag that it came in. Let me undo it. Get it out here. Actually, you know what? I don't need to keep this stupid bag anymore. So look at this. It came in this slipcase. It's called DC Superheroes. Oops, there's a bookmark thing in the way. The Ultimate Pop-Up Book. Matthew Reinhardt has actually won awards, I believe, for his intricate pop-ups. So let's do this. I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit so you guys can see it better. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So look at that. Dun, 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 dun. This is Superman. I think his fist is, yeah, supposed to come out like that. Give you a little perspective on the fist. Look at that. Intricate pop-up. It's North Free says, wow, it's huge. North Free, I would prefer you look at the book. Just saying. Here we have Scott McDaniel. Batman. I don't know how you're supposed to look at this. Maybe like this. Hold on. Maybe like, oops, like that. This is Scott McDaniel right there. Each page also has these other little inserts to them as well. Which when I get to mine, I'll show you for sure. Oh, damn it. I'm breaking my pop-up book. Oh, there it goes. Let's see. Here we go. Aaron Lopresti, guys. Our own Aaron Lopresti. Why hasn't he shown this on his stream? Ready? Wonder Woman. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So there you go. Little Wonder Woman by Aaron Lopresti. Who drew this? This is the Green Lantern Corps. I'm trying to see who drew it before I show it. Don't know. But anyhow. Oh, Green Lanterns are their name. Showing a pop-up book is the game. Green Lantern Super Service. I make up the dumbest songs. Darkseid and some parademons. Ready? Darkseid! What? Darkseid! Whoa! Okay, so this is the one I did. They literally, you know what? I don't need this down like this because I'm holding it up. The editor liked my art so much, he said, everybody else did basically single figure stuff in the book, but for you, I'm going to give you the huge team. So this was mine. This was me. I drew this. Yeah, I drew this. The guy was like, I love your art. You're going to draw a ton of characters. So this is what I drew for the pop-up book. Yeah, lots of characters there. And by the way, did I mention that for mine, there's backs as well? So I had to draw the backs of the characters as well, something Mr. Lopresti and other guys did not have to do. So yeah, I got to draw a lot of characters for my section of the pop-up book. It was fun, very time consuming. And then let me see, hold on. Oh wait, there's more. Down here in this corner, they had me draw the Justice League fighting Starro, if you remember that classic scene. Oops, there's Wonder Woman. So I had to draw the Justice League fighting Starro down there. Hold on, there's more. Let's see. Hold on, I gotta figure out how to open this one. Oh, and yes, hey Andy, draw the JSA while you're at it, standing around the table. So I also drew the JSA standing around a table, and there's backs to that art as well. It's just hard for me to turn around. So yeah, so oops, there it is. JSA. So yeah, so they literally, the guy was like, I love your art so much, I'm going to give you tons of characters to draw. So once again, there's mine popped up and open that I did. So a ton of characters. Yay. So that's the DC Extreme pop-up book. There's a battery in it for some reason. This came out in 2010, if you're wondering. So search Amazon for it, I guess. It comes in this nice big slipcase. And it comes with this yellow thing to, or not yellow, but this ribbon to help pull it out of the slipcase. So that is it. DC Superheroes, the Ultimate Pop-Up Book. So check that out. Conquest Comics says, and thank you for joining Conquest. Have you guys taken the time to look at Wonder Island on Indiegogo? You should take the time and do that. Conquest, welcome. Yes, I'm very proud of this. Actually, it's definitely a one-of-a-kind thing. It's one of those jobs that, you know, people don't know about. You know, I did it, and it's like nobody really knows. I don't know if there was name credit inside the book. I can't remember. They did send me a bunch of them as comps, so I have those somewhere. Now, of course, it's trying to get, whoops, trying to slide the plastic bag over it. Good Lord, this is difficult. It's like putting, man, I tell you, putting this plastic condom over my big book. Look at that. Man Boy Island. It's getting there. It's getting there. Oh, look at this. Ugh. It's fighting with me, guys. You're like, do something entertaining on the stream. We don't care about you putting a book back in plastic. Well, I care. You know what? This is really pissing me off. What the hell? Guys, I'm going to a convention in Savannah, Georgia this weekend. If anybody lives around Savannah, Georgia, and they want to come see me, feel free. Good Lord, this is difficult. All right, I got it back in. I forgot to put the bookmarky thing in. There it is. All right, back in the bag. There we have it. Let's see if there's anything else. I'll share my screen again. Hanging out with Fragaboom. No, Fragaboom's leaving Friday morning, and I won't get there till Friday afternoon. So I won't be able to see him. We were hoping to, but This reminds me of that scene in Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry can't get the package open and starts yelling in anger and slamming it against the counter. Who hasn't done that? Dang that bag, Andy. That needs to be open to be appreciated. Nah, it sits on my bookshelf. Dan is in Savannah, Georgia. He said it on a stream, so I don't mind outing him like that. He's there with the family, just hanging out and stuff. So, that's cool for him. Let's see. What else do we have that I can show you guys real quick? I'm just doing a search, seeing if there's anything in that folder that I can show you guys. No, not real. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Let me share my screen again. I don't know if I need audio, but I'll share it. So here we are, back to John Buscema, Captain America. Like I said, that's what it used to look like. Here's a layout. It's very hard to see. This is a layout by John Buscema without much, detail. It's like his initial layout. It's very cool, though, to see the chunkiness of the figures that he's doing and how they interlock. This is very George Bridgman, if you know who George Bridgman is. Conquest says, that's a good cap. Thank you very much. And then I went over top of it to try and do finishes over it. So I kept his proportions and just once again redrew over top. Conquest Comics says, yeah, these are superheroes. You damn right they are. So yes, this is my drawing over top of John's layout. I might finish it one day, another piece that John Buscema laid out, and I'm doing finishes on to mess around. So that's always fun. This was Cap before he betrayed America in Vietnam, apparently. You're damn right. Via David Finch. Yeah. I love David Finch's work. He is awesome. I got to hire you to do a pinup or something sometime. You really get what this is all about. You're damn right I do, son. It's about superheroes. It's about manly superheroes. Not these little squishes that run around as superheroes now. That is what it's about. Solo, hello, free solo, free solo. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining me. Please remember that First Man is live on Indiegogo. Link in the description below. Please back it if you haven't backed it yet. I want this campaign to grow and grow. It's already funded, but the more it grows, the more stuff you get for backing it. Here's the trailer one more time. Oh, that gets me every time. Just sends a chill up my spine. All right, guys, I got to roll out of here. I got a dentist appointment at 10 o'clock. Thank you for joining me again. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Back First Man now on Indiegogo. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And let's remember, I'm always...